Welcome to our most updated guide for Tokyo DisneySea. This guide will include everything I wish I knew before visiting for the first time. The biggest thing you'll want to know is how priority passes work for skipping attraction lines. Anyway, we'll give you everything we know from our years of visiting Tokyo DisneySea so you can make the most of your time at the world's best Disney theme park. How to get here. Most of you will be staying in Tokyo, and the best way to get here is by train. You'll most likely need to make a transfer once before finally arriving at JR Maihama Station. The trip takes a bit over an hour, and I'd recommend using Google Maps because it's pretty accurate in Japan. Once you're at JR Maihama Station, you head over to the Resort Gateway Station, where you'll experience the first bit of Disney magic for the day. You'll catch the Disney Resort Line, which is a cute Disney-themed monorail that stops at Tokyo DisneySea and Disneyland. You can buy tickets or just tap your IC card to pay for the monorail. Let's backtrack for a bit. You need to know how to buy tickets. This is actually one of the major things that have changed since the pandemic, and it's that you can no longer buy tickets at the park. My recommendation and how I personally did it was through the official Tokyo Disney Resort website. I heard that some people might struggle with this method because their credit card doesn't have two-factor authentication. I personally haven't had a problem, but if you do, then the next best way is through Klook. Now this isn't sponsored, but I've personally used Klook for other things and they're legit. You can also buy them at Japanese convenience stores, but I prefer to get them beforehand so that I don't have to waste time when I'm actually in Japan. So you bought tickets, you got to the park, and you've made it through the gates. Great, now it's time to go on all the rides, right? Hold on, it's not that simple, especially if you want to go on all the popular rides. Some of the lines can be up to 2 or 3 hours, which means you might never get to go on all the rides, let alone do all the other things at the park. That's where priority passes come in. There's one good thing and one bad thing about it. The good thing is that it's free and you can use the Tokyo Disney Resort app to get it. After you get one, you can get another one either 2 hours later or after you use your current one. Now the bad thing about it is it's for 6 attractions at the park and none of them are that popular. You know why priority passes don't cover the most popular rides? That's because they're smart and know how to make money. The 4 most popular rides and attractions at the park are covered by the Disney Premier Access Pass, and you have to pay for them. It sucks, but if you can afford them, I would recommend it because you'll get to skip the 2 to 3 hour lines. Quick tips. Okay, let's get through some quick fire tips before we show you each theme area of the park and go through the best rides to aim for. Number 1. You definitely should download the Tokyo Disney Resort app. You can use it to get priority and premier access passes that we mentioned earlier, and you can use it to check wait times for attractions. You can also use it to book restaurants. Which leads me to number 2. If you want to dine at restaurants with table service, then you'll need to make a reservation in advance. You can make the reservations up to 1 month in advance, and some of them will book out if you wait too long. Number 3. The best days to go are on weekdays, and even then the park will still be crowded. Remember to also avoid public holidays as well. Number 4. The opening times for the park can be different each day, so remember to check the official website. You can also consider coming an hour before opening because the park will sometimes open before it's supposed to. But honestly, we just turn up at the opening time to avoid the lines. And the last quick tip is that you can consider staying at one of the many official Disney Resort hotels which give you a few benefits. You can wake up later and still be there on time, you get exclusive merch and early entry into the park. Consider subscribing if you found this video helpful and would like us to make more. Alright, let's go check out some of the themed areas. Tokyo DisneySea has 8 different themed areas and they're all absolutely magical. The theming and attention to detail is second to none. After the entrance, you walk through this walkway and you enter the Mediterranean harbour. This area has an Italian port city theme. It even has a hotel up there, which you can stay at, and you get direct entrance to the park. And from here, you can see Mount Prometheus, which is an active volcano. We'll go there later. This area is home to the most popular ride in the park, which is right behind me. It's called Soaring Fantastic Flight. It's a flight simulator that takes you around the world. Wait times can often be up to 3 hours or more. It also has one of my favorite chill rides, the Venetian Gondola, where they take you through the canals into the open sea. And the Disney Transit Steamer Line, which is a boat ride that you can take to the other themed areas of the park. So from the Mediterranean harbour, you can choose to either go left or right, but let's check out the volcano next. Right in the center of the park is the mysterious island, which has the volcano that we saw earlier. Inside the volcano is my favorite ride in the whole park. It's called Journey to the Center of the Earth, and it's the most fun dark ride I've ever been on in my life. I'm not going to spoil it for you because the surprise is part of the fun. The other attraction in this area is 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. It's a simulation ride, and to be honest, it's not that great. Let's head over to the colorful area next. This is the Mermaid Lagoon, which, as you can guess, is themed after the Little Mermaid. There's an indoor section and of course an outdoor section as well. The rides at the Mermaid Lagoon is aimed at younger kids, so it's not for us personally, but it's the perfect place if you have younger kids. Another area that's great for kids is the Arabian Coast area. The Aladdin themed area isn't as colourful as the Mermaid Lagoon, but the rides are once again aimed towards young children. Let's head back to the next area where the rides go back to being aimed at adults. This is the Lost River Delta, which is the Aztec themed area of the park. This area is home to two rides, Indiana Jones Adventure, which is a dark ride inside that Aztec pyramid, and Raging Spirits, which is a roller coaster. You can also get on the steamer liner, which we mentioned back at the Mediterranean Harbour section. From the Lost River Delta, we enter Port Discovery, which has a retro-futuristic marine research theme. There are three rides in this area. There's Nemo and Friends Sea Rider, which is a simulator ride. The ride's just okay for adults, but younger children might find it more fun. The second ride is Aquatopia, which is a trackless hovercraft themed ride. As you go through Port Discovery, you'll start to loop back towards the entrance of the park, but there's still one more area before you're back to where you started. You can either walk there or take the DisneySea Electric Railway, which is a really fun elevated retro train. And because it's elevated, you get a nice view of the park along the way. American Waterfront. We're now in the American Waterfront, and the theme of this area is 20th century USA, and they have absolutely packed this area with things to do. It feels like one of the largest, if not the largest area in the park. There are 6 attractions, with 2 of them being part of the group of the most popular rides in the park. But first, let's look at the 3 chill rides that you can experience in this area. There's the steamer liner boat ride that we already know about, there's the electric railway that took us here, and there's Big City Vehicles, which takes you on a little ride around the area. Now, if we go this way, you can see the full-scale SS Columbia ship. There's a restaurant inside and you can actually explore the whole ship. Next to the ship is an interactive show called Turtle Talk, where you get to meet Crush from Finding Nemo. Keep in mind that the show is in Japanese and they also pick people out from the audience to ask questions. Luckily, we didn't get asked any questions. Okay, let's talk about my second favorite ride in the whole park, Tower of Terror. It's an indoor drop ride with really interesting theming. The line for this ride can be up to 3 hours, but the intricate detail they put into the set makes it somewhat more enjoyable to wait in line. And the final ride we'll talk about in this area is Toy Story Mania. It's another one of the super popular rides at the park. The ride is a 3D experience where the cars move around different mini games, and at the end you get to compare your score with the person you're riding with. At the time we visited this year, this area was closed for renovations, and there isn't any news to when it will open up again. Let's talk about the newest area of the park, Fantasy Springs. This area opened in June 2024 and it has 3 distinct themes. There's the Frozen area, which includes the ride Anna and Elsa's Frozen Journey. Next, there's the Tangled area, which has a romantic boat ride called Rapunzel's Lantern Festival. And finally, there's a Peter Pan area with 2 rides, Peter Pan's Neverland Adventure and Fairy Tinkerbell's Busy Buggies. Just like the Mediterranean Harbour, there's also a hotel attached to Fantasy Springs. And unlike the other areas of the park, you can't just enter the area freely. You'll need a standby pass or a Premier Access Pass to one of the rides to enter. It's similar to how it works with Super Nintendo World and Harry Potter World at Universal Studios Japan. How to maximize your day. First, I have some bad news. There is no way you can experience everything at Tokyo DisneySea in one day. There are so many attractions, shows, parades, restaurants, and gift shops that you just can't do everything. The good news is you're going to have a good time anyway, as long as you prioritize. Personally, we aren't really into shows or parades, and we don't bother with kid rides. We try to balance between rides we enjoy and rides that have long wait times. For example, even though Journey to the Center of the Earth is my favorite ride, I try to line up for Soaring Fantastic Flight first because it usually has the longest wait time throughout the day. Which brings me to my next point. It's important to monitor attraction wait times on the app. This way you'll get an idea of what rides are the most popular at the park and you can prioritize accordingly. Or you could just turn up on the day and see what you feel like. There's no right or wrong way to enjoy the park. One of the other things we really like to do at the park is try out all the food. We couldn't do justice all the delicious and aesthetic foods. So we made another video where we tried to taste every food at Tokyo DisneySea. Click here if you want to see what the food is like. If it's not out yet, then subscribe to make sure you don't miss out and watch another one of our Japan videos here instead.